Consider a young man who deeply loves God. In public, he holds strong values and genuinely wants to do good. Yet in private, he sits alone in his room, facing a persistent defeat in the battle against pornography. Secular society often dismisses the struggle as an inevitable biological phase. This boys will be boys mentality treats him as a creature driven by physical instincts he cannot hope to control. His parents and religious leaders frequently reach a different conclusion. They assume the issue is a failure of willpower. If he were sufficiently motivated to stay clean, they believe he would simply choose to stop. Trapped between these two perspectives, the young man internalizes his failures. He begins to see his inability to change as a defining flaw in his own identity. Treating this as a simple willpower problem forces a good kid to accept a devastating conclusion, that he is inherently broken and disqualified from God's grace. The reality of this struggle is more complex. This temptation is the work of a relentless adversary, a psychological strategist actively targeting the young man's potential. This is an asymmetric war. It pits an Olympic-level psychological strategist against an unarmored, completely untrained youth standing in an open field. Expecting a 7th-grade amateur to defeat a world-class opponent using only motivation is a tactical impossibility. No amount of desire can replace a lack of skill. The adversary uses this extreme gap in capability to induce shame. After every defeat, the young man feels too embarrassed to seek help, trapping him in a silent, paralyzing loop of isolation. In this light, the core problem is a total absence of combat training. He is facing a dual-front attack with no protocols to defend himself. To fight back, we have to look at the exact micro-timeline of an attack. This battle happens precisely where spiritual influence collides with physical brain chemistry. It starts with the radio trick. The adversary disguises the thought to perfectly mimic the cadence of the young man's own internal voice. This deception is designed to spark a flash of curiosity or despair before his conscious moral alarms activate. By the time he registers the thought, he has already accepted it as his own. This acceptance triggers the satanic spin. The attack moves from a simple mental suggestion into a physiological response within the body. Identifying the external origin of the thought creates a critical defensive window. This awareness allows the young man to engage his cognitive defenses before the body's internal chemistry can take over. If the spin continues, it results in a chemical spill. The brain is flooded with a cocktail of adrenaline, cortisol, and dopamine. High-level decisions normally occur here in the frontal lobe. This is the center for logic, deeply held values, and moral agency. But the midbrain operates on a different set of priorities. It is the primitive engine responsible for animal survival, impulses, and immediate gratification. The chemical flood physically forces cognitive function out of the frontal lobe. All processing is restricted to the midbrain's survival-oriented pathways. In this state, the young man is effectively stoned on his own brain chemistry. He is operating without access to the values he cherishes. The final act is the systemic outcome of this biochemical lockout. By the time he reaches this stage, his primary decision-making center has been physically deactivated. This physiological data categorizes the young man as a high-value target who lacks a specific set of defensive skills. The issue resides in his equipment and protocols, rather than his character. Success requires moving past the pressure of willpower and adopting a structured regimen of mental and spiritual training. He must learn to generate warrior chemistry. This deliberate focus on righteous ferocity and spiritual courage can physically neutralize the adversary's chemical spill. This training is built on daily drills and preloaded pause strategies. He is practicing to build the spiritual muscle memory needed for real-time combat. Through repetition, he learns to catch the attack at the radio trick phase. He intercepts the deception and protects his frontal lobe before his body can be hijacked. True self-mastery is forged through intentional training. To begin this process, download the handbook Like Dragons Did They Fight.